Okay, hopefully we are past that internet hiccup. Because holy shit, that's annoying. Yeah, we seem to be good now. Cool. Beast of slain then. My thanks, Master Hart. We have returned to our duty without fear or of a mauling. And we get wind up alpha note for that. So go ahead and just use. You wish to track down Lady Iceheart, is that not so? The wrecks we discovered ere those beasts mauled my comrades appear to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of perusing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving on the onslaught of Fang and Claw. I wager those spells contain more than friendly salutations between lonely heretics. My interrogation of the patrol proved fruitless. Whether we divine some clue from these letters, or we wander the snowfields and play with the gods lead us right to Iceheart's door, there's hardly a choice at all. Okay, one. Have you recovered much of the heretic's correspondence? Splendid. Added to the contributions from Master Lair and Sir Mestidian, we now have more than a dozen letters. What have we here? Every one of these pages is a record of dealings betwixt the Goganin Mills heretics and their fellows in the Ak-Af amphitheater. There's a request for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manners of provisions. Iceheart's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we had thought abandoned. The Ak-Af amphitheater, the very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the primal Shiva, was it not? If that is our destination, the journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of a treacherous strait of ice and snow that cannot be swiftly be crossed. Then we must place our faith in the Aethernet. As you may recall, our dear friend Moonbrita succeeded in recreating the Ak-Af beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady Iceheart. At the time, I assumed that the result Aetherite would only be temporarily valuable, but given that the heretics of Gogane Mill seem to have been in regular contact with the brethren at the amphitheater, I'd wager it still functions. I suggest we make for the Aetherite within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Estidian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel system, a passage was discovered leading out into the Western Highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the Aetherite from this side as well? It should. Alstanader posted soldiers on the Western Highlands entrance after the tunnels were cleared, but they will not deny us entry. Okay. Okay, where are you leading me? Ah, the guests of House Fontamp, accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels if that is what you will. Assuming that the Ankh of beacon still functions, and we may pray to the 12 it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured. Perhaps you should ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch. Dogs of Ishgard, it is not enough that you banish our beloved saint. Not be satisfied until the ice is slick and with the last drops of our blood. Stay your weapons. We come under the flag of parley. We only wish to speak with your mistress. We may broker a peace. You think us fools, boy? It'll take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. You walk with the Dragon Slayer. We know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. Just give us little choice. Come, brothers. May Dragon's wings bear us to victory. Hey, you look like I'm ready to kill first. Okay, we'll take care of the mage next. I'm not seeing any healers. Oh, shit. Okay, well...
Know your folly. Focus. Release.
Alphanel's gonna get his ass kicked here shortly. was actually pretty close. I might need to upgrade my gear. Fight like demons till death to tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders. I see no sign of Lady Iceheart. Well, then we could have questioned one of them. What would you ask that we don't already know? To make for the cinders. So must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there will be more heretics to question. The cinders, you say? I confess the name is unknown to me. Perhaps you'd be as good as to enlighten us, Assidian. I suspect it is a heretic's way of referring to the Dreaming Dragon, an island of sorts found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, 'tis told the Azor Dragoon of the age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened unto a point of death and forced into a magic slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy Sea's sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinder did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice had since formed on top of it, but you may be sure I speak true. Fascinating tale. We should make haste to this ashen isle. The Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen beast, however, there is another place I would visit first. I'm told the Convictors have set up camp in Twin Pools. Their leader, Dauntalot, will have information of use to us. But perhaps you're not familiar with that name either. The Convictors are dragon slayers after a fashion. I'm eager to wager that they encountered their fair share of heretics. Were to indeed walking into a trap, I'll learn all there is to know of our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these Convictors, then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution. Okay, yep, that's a spot over here. Okay, I feel like I should be able to jump up that. That feels a little bullshit. Greetings, Master Hart. Orion has already inspired me of the situation. She tells me you might have information regarding the poisonings. I see, so it was the heretics after all, and the poison made from dragon venom. It's very bad indeed. We need to find an antidote as quickly as possible. There's a breed of dragon that breathes deadly poisonous breath. If we were to make a poison by concentrating the toxic component of their breath, it's almost impossible to formulate an antidote. We have precious little information, Master Hart, thus I had hoped you might assist us once more. This report describes the symptoms of the poisoned soldiers. Please show it to anyone you think might be able to assist in the formulation of an antidote. It's just starting with the chef. Oh, you're that lad from before. Have you got the people who've poisoned the wine yet? I see. So the poison was likely from that concentrated dragon venom. I don't know a great deal about venomous dragons, but I do remember reading something about a poison-breathing dragon in a book of old from before the Calamity. So I can't remember the specifics, given how old the book was. Perhaps you might be able to find out more from someone knowledgeable about the Sixth Astral Era? Thank you ever so much for that, dearie. I'm sure my husband appreciated it. Well, that or he's turning in his grave, shouting, "Do it yourself, you lazy hag." I used to have a great knight under House Daliandar. You know, he was a tutor to the House Hare, training him in ways of combat. Sort to have him having a job like that. And the Hare himself was ever such a bright young lad. A genius if ever there was one. But one day the poor boy set out to see the realm and didn't come back. I never saw him again. So that my husband just wasn't the same. He ended up stepping down from the position and cutting his ties with nobility. He became a farmer and started to farm at Gugane Mills. I think he just couldn't stand to be reminded of the boy every day that he was at House Delander. You've already killed 3 of them. Thank you very much. You're not injured, are you? Here, please take this. It's your cut of the fee for the work. Incidentally, did you happen to see the farm on the far side of the bridge? These Mylodons have made it difficult to see that across that area, and the bridge has been left to fall apart. After we repair the bridge, one day we might be able to rebuild the farm. What do you want? Poison made from concentrated dragon venom. Yes, there was a story passed down to the generations in the old village of Falcon's Nest about dragons that breathe poison. Be ye aware of beasts that breathe poison, whose claw and breath bring naught but certain death. The ancient dragon's noxious mist is born from eating of the poisoned viper's thorn. Thorny viper is a type of toxic brambleweed. Toxin is said to be the source of the dragon's poisonous breath. Find a creature immune to that thorny viper. We should be able to study the immunity to develop an antidote for the dragon's poison. There's a beast that lives near Gugane Mills, the Blackblood Zoo. They say it feeds primarily on thorny viper. Its blood may hold a key to saving the afflicted soldiers. Take these provisions and travel to Gugane Mills. This is a herb that when burned should attract the zoo, and when you reach the mill, use this ember and burn the herbs. The scent should draw the beast out of hiding. Slay it and recover its blood. Okay, so I think... yeah, it probably is just going to be faster to... because I think quests over here will eventually lead us over there anyway. So we'll come back, fly back over here, turn this in. Well, what do we have here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the convictors, are we? The hard-eyed lad looks promising, but you have a frail look about you, boy. I give it 3 days before the wind claims your corpse. I beg your pardon? Be not so quick to judge. I've seen this frail youth fell more heretics with the flick of his wrist. Who are you to question the fury? That armor, that lance, the Azure Dragoon himself braces our camp. Pray forgive my disrespect, sir. I'm Gentilot, leader of the convictors and fellow slayer of the dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah, Lady Iceheart, is it? I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. That said, my own men can be somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. I wish to question them yourselves. Thank you, we shall. Lions, Astidian, let us make our way to the camp and see what information there is to be had. Oh, that's a lot of quests that opened up. Okay. Just take them one at a time. I remember you. How could I forget? You're the lad who was with the Azure Dragoons company. Since you're here anyway, perhaps you might like to try a hand at spot of hunting before you depart. See for yourself what life is like for us convictors. The Dividing Horde is stronger than you might expect. Unless you have at it for years like I have, think it prudent to start with something simple and work your way up to dragons. Just Rayums? Say 3 of them and then come back here. Consider it a warm-up. Greetings, sir. Your reputation precedes you. Once you slay a few primals, word gets around. Seeing as you're so strong and powerful, I was wondering if you might be able to help me out with something. I want nothing more than to support the great Sir Emmerich, but Ishgardian society revolves around nobility. Those not of noble birth, such as myself, have no power at all. The only way to get power of nobility is through truly noble displays of courage. There's one simple way to do that. Slay a monstrous ancient dragon. There's some beasts that cannot be ignored. So I took up my spear and came to the convictory. Sadly, things have not gone as well as I had hoped. I'm still somewhat new to this, you see. I really don't know much about dragons, especially the rare, larger ones. All the knights here are competing with each other for honor and glory. None of them will share what they know with each other, for fear of losing any edge they may have. But you're not a convictor. They're not competing with you. I doubt they'd be nearly as tight-lipped as you, as they are with me and the other knights here. You might be able to learn a thing or two about how I might find and kill one of the larger dragons. Cowards, all of you. Have you no shame at all? Oh, I beg you. Wait, are you not Master Hart, honored ward of the House Fontamp? Pray so lonely, surely you will consider my request. Know you of the Dusk Vigil, westernmost of cathedral watchtowers built to ward off the Horde's approach? 'Twas lost following the calamity, another victim of the snows. Within the ruins lies a precious treasure which must needs be reclaimed. I thought to enlist the services of so-called dragon slayers, but it seems their courage is not as boundless as they would have you believe. But you, sir, you're not one to shy away from danger, am I right? Very good indeed. There's a sculpture of the Fury within the Dusk Vigil's chapel. An ice rondel is set in its helm. I'd have you pry it free and deliver it to me. The Vigil is not so difficult to find. Simply head north through Banepool until you come to the gates. Knights may bar your passes, but should you explain who you are, they will grant you leave to enter. Surely one of these people have encountered heretics while out hunting. Pray speak with as many as you can, Lions. Alright, I might actually want to go pick up that one quest, because I believe that's the dungeon. Well, we'll do this, and then we'll head over there. Nah, I know of no heretics. Do you honestly expect me to keep track of every, however you say all those names that wanders in and out of camp? You want to know about dragons, do you? Well, you're speaking to the right man. I know the stuff about them beasts and even the dragons ain't heard of. Oh, you don't think I'll be telling you for free, though. Tell you what, I'm due to go on a patrol any minute now, but it's far too bloody cold for it, if you ask me. I put me patrol points on your map here. If you do my patrol for me, I'll tell you what I know. Uh-huh. You're just trying to get out of work. Are there any heretics in the area? I have not the faintest idea. My heretics would pass under my nose, the very nose, and I should be none the wiser. I hunt dragons, my dear fellow, the big ones. Forever do I scan the skies for any signs of my prey. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry upon the ground. Looking for heretics, you say? Why don't you go and bother Hiraquet or someone? I have enough trouble keeping these breeding thoughts fed and clothed as it is. I've no business of mine what folks do with themselves out there in the wilds. Something I can help you with, my lord. Heretics, is it? Well, I've never seen one myself, but this ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two. We would be grateful for any information you could share with us. The gods know we've gleaned precious little from talking with the rest of these people. If it pleases my lord, I am Hiraquet, a soldier by trade, though not much of one, if I'm honest. If it weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I looked up to It weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I looked up to the spear, see? Nah, it was by the order of Sir Jantelot's father. Still, as long as they're keeping me paying me wages, I ain't fussy as to what they have me do. Not everyone is patient as me, though. Plenty of low-born lads who get pressed in the service start grumbling before they've even seen their second battle. And once they've got to thinking how unfair it all is, I don't take much of the heretics to turn their heads. From what I hear, the simple promise of freedom tends to do that. It may explain how Lady Icer was able to expand her following so swiftly. Sad to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tripe and asked for seconds. Told me they were off to the Western Highlands to light a signal fire, so you'll let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks. Apparently, send some purple smoke and the bastards come for you. If that's so, why did I am minded to start a fire? If we are to lure our foes to our position, first we must have a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of woolly yak into his campfire. Aside for the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke was smothered, from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Lions? It proved a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We need to burn more than one ere the heretics notice our beacon. Master Alphanote, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. Aye, it will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let's meet again at the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. Want to help out, do you? Well, there's plenty that needs doing and killing besides. I'm sure you've noticed that the dragons aren't the only thing we have to contend with out here. Take the polar bears, for example. They come here looking for an easy meal drawn by the smell of our cook fires, and raid our stores. Think you could thin out their numbers a little? Killing 4 of them should suffice. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff to do now. Easy enough. You know what? Actually, yeah, I want to go all the way to the dungeon, because I want to try to get that done tonight before I call it. And I don't know how long a wait might actually be. Don't see many adventures out this way. I was looking over Banepool. Great battles were fought at this fortress. But no matter how brutal, no matter how much blood we spilt, this lake always waited patiently to swallow us within its tranquil waters. The calamity changed all that. This lake was frozen over and slimy. God's damn beast wandered on its surface without a shed of respect. I won't stand for it. I no longer have any old strength, and I'll drive those slimes away from myself. Do an old man a favor and teach some of those Gelati a lesson, slaughter them such that I might have another glimpse of the lake as it once was. What's this? A ward of House Fontaine wishes to enter the Dusk Vigil. You're aware the ruins are infested with wild beasts and gods only know what else, are you not? Just the other day, one of the convictors claimed to have seen a massive winged beast. Not a dragon, mind, but something altogether different. So far be it for me to deny an esteemed personage an opportunity to kill himself in new and exciting ways. Pray go on ahead. And the Dusk Vigil has now unlocked. So let's go ahead and queue for that, because it might take a little while. Average item level of 100, which I don't have. Okay, yeah, I need to go get myself a better weapon. Alright. That's fine. Much money though. Sure they gotta buy something cheaper here. Not the best, but it'll make do. That area is good. I'm not seeing that much of a significant increase. Well, you're certainly more reliable than any lordling I have ever met. He's only got eyes for dragons, even though I tell them time and again that if no one sees these bears, there's nearly a scrap to eat. Do they listen? Huh. I dare say everyone around here could stand to do a little more like you. Say you'd be compensated, but I'm true to my word. I trust you'll consider this fair remuneration for your efforts. Sure, we'll take that. Like trouble, do I? Well, we all have our fair share of troubles out here. Looking to lend a hand? Out there, the cold is a constant nemesis. We can always use more yak wool for the creation of blankets. Bring me 3 blankets of it, I will see that it's worth your while. So in those rooms already, have you? How did you find them? Did they put up much of a fight? Good work, lad. Clearly, Azor Dragoon doesn't travel with mere amateurs. Sounds like those rooms barely put up enough of a fight to be considered a proper warm-up. You clearly know what you're doing. If you want to try your hand at hunting down some dragons, speak with me again sometime. Those rooms you slew last time may have been easy hunting, but I assure you, dragons are not. Even veterans convictors can find them to be something of a handful sometimes. If you want to try your hand at it yourself, I suggest you start with some Archerionists. They're great feathered scaleskin monsters that form part of a Horde's vanguard. You find these beasts wandering about to the north near Banepool. Find 3 of them and put them down without mercy. Consider it a test of skill, if you will. Back already, are you? Well, a deal's a deal. I'll tell you what I know. I have no idea why, but the corpses of weaker dragons seem to attract the higher-ranking Dravanians. Once you notice, it's pretty easy to lay a trap for some of the bigger, nastier dragons out there. Now listen, don't go around telling anyone about this, you hear? Just think what will happen if everyone knew. There's dangerous enough around here to begin with, especially lately. Imagine some lowborn, some young lad with dreams of nobility and nothing to lose. Some guy who's come out of here to find glory at any cost. Imagine he finds out how to bring the biggest, nastier monsters in the realm of the out of hiding. Just keep it to yourself is what I'm saying. You can never be too careful. Yeah, about that. Hey, I know this young lord over here that I'm going to tell all of that to. Ah, you're back. Are you able to learn anything useful? I see. So I can use the corpses of weaker dragons to attract bigger ones. It seems I'd like to be able to bag quite a prestigious catch this way. I'll start with a small one, kill that, and wait for a bigger one to come along, and if I kill that one, an even bigger one should appear, and I'll kill that one, and so on. You have my deepest gratitude. Thanks to you, I know what I must do, though I must ask another favor in the future. I'm working on a plan to draw out the greatest ferocious dragon. A new recruit has just joined the Convictors. I'm delegating the execution of the plan to him. The lad shows a lot of potential, but he's sorely lacking in experience. You, though, my friend, have more experience than anyone in the Convictory. I have been eternally grateful if you could put some of that famous skill to good use and lend a young lad a hand. The soldier's name is Saint Trelemix. Talk to him. He knows all the relevant details. He can answer any further questions you might have. Ah, you must be the adventurer Dominique. Said would be assisting me. I made it quite clear I can handle it myself, but the man won't listen. I'm ever so sorry. He's having a bad day. He means no disrespect. We're more than happy to benefit from your assistance. We ought to start by reviewing the plan. Recently, there have been sightings of particular unusual, if somewhat diminutive member of the Giovannian horde, a Tullahand. I have been observed near the great tree to the northeast. If the information we've gathered is correct, we should be able to kill this smaller dragon quite easily and use it as bait to attract a larger one. We should sally forth to the great tree now and find this beast. Once your preparations are in order, rendezvous with us there. We'll be waiting for you. Alright, cool. Was able to get into the dungeon. Okay, let's see if I can actually remember this dungeon. Ooh, that's not good luck. Woo! I don't know if I would do all that, but okay. A little too much of a pull. Stop pulling everything if you want to live, dude. Give me a second, because I can't exactly... Skill speed, I don't think that's really great for me. Actually, you know what? Maybe we need that. Okay, nice. Nice. We can do that one next. Let's see. We have critical hit, direct hit rate, necklace. That is 120? Yeah, I'll need that too. I'll take whatever I can get. Yeah, just a short little dungeon. Cause we're almost done with this. I don't think there's actually too much more. Guys. Oh, this tank is fun to play with. Okay. Are you applying any mitigation? See if I can actually remember how this goes. There's like one particular ability we have to watch out for. We have to actually stand behind the walls for. Ooh. So if he does free fall, we actually, I think that's it right there. I wasn't paying attention. Okay. That's my own fault. Oh, early on that, huh? Okay, we're all good. I'm gonna call it there. Got at least the first dungeon of the expansion done. That's good. What do we got? Inquisitor arms, which are no Astrologian arms, and caster wear that I can't wear. All right. Yeah, I think that's good. We are now at 54 with Dragoon, so we've got to get the next class quest started. Tomorrow we should also have Shahagan upgraded, so that'd be good. We're not quite done with them yet. That's a nice little dungeon. Okay, let's go over to Foundation and we're gonna call it there.